Welcome to another video from DIY Daily. Just put together a step-by-step guide, just investigating and fixing a fault on this 2017 Landrover Discovery Sport. This one's a 2-litre Ingenium engine. Basically we've got the engine warning light on and we've got some AdBlue message faults coming up on the display there. Now this one's done just over 64,000 miles. And we've plugged it in with a top-down diagnostic machine. We've got a couple of fault codes in here, just in the engine control module. You can see we've got P2BAE-00 and P2BAE-02. Both codes are a NOx exceedance code. Now, NOx exceedance is just saying that basically the NOx level is too high. On this system, you've got the NOx sensors as well, which do read the NOx level. But when you've got faults with the NOx sensors, they're often communication codes, where this is just saying that the level's high. And this fault's normally caused by a block in the system. So I'm just going to get it up in the air, obviously investigate the fault. I'm pretty sure I know where it's going to be. You can see that these two codes are permanent as well. It does allow you to clear the codes, but just cycling the ignition is enough to put the fault code back in there. So once we've got the fault cured and cleared everything, we should know quite quickly that we've fixed the fault. And once we have sorted the issue as well, there are going to be some resets that we're going to need to do with the diagnostic machine, but I'll run you through them once we've done that afterwards. Right, so I'm just going to send it up in the air now. But with any AdBlue fault, one thing that you always want to make sure of first is just make sure that the actual AdBlue level is full. And I don't need to check it on this one because I've already filled it up just previously, so I know that's topped up. Right, so just coming underneath, we've just got, basically I'm pretty sure the blockage is going to be in the actual AdBlue injector itself, which is just there. We're going to need to be getting this off. To get that off, all we've got to do is just undo the little clamp there. To get that off, you just need a little 4mm Allen key. I've just got one just on that little setup there. But just for a bit of access, it does make the job a little bit easier. Just got two 10mm on there, two 10mm on that side, just for the sake of what it is, just to whip that off. It just gives you a little bit more room there. But just if you want sure, just on the system there, you've just got two pipes coming off the top there, which are the DPF, go up to the DPF pressure sensor. Coming back a bit further, we've got a temp sensor in there. And then we've got the NOx sensor that's actually reading the NOx reading, just located there as well. But yeah, just for now, we're just going to undo this clamp and just get the injector out. So I'm pretty sure it's all going to be blocked up in there. So we're just going to show you how to clean that up, get it all clean, get it all refitted back together, and then we can clear them codes out. And hopefully that's the problem sorted. That's the bolt head just snapped off on that, but it's actually quite common on these. I've had that happen a few times. But it's not really an issue. All I do is just break that away, and we'll just find a little 10mm bolt or an Allen bolt if we've got one, just to replace it with, that's all. And just see on there is a little clip as well, but we should be able to just heat that up, just get that bolt out and just replace it. But you can, if you're really stuck and you ain't got the bolt, if you can, just get it back together and just push it to. Sometimes a clip will actually just hold it anyway, but it's obviously always nice just to put the bolt back in so it's secured properly. So that's the actual injector off. There was actually quite a bit more crust on there. One big bit just flaked off just as we pulled it away. But you can just see the actual injector tip. And normally, say one bit's just flaked off, but it's really the tip of it there that you're looking at to clean up. We're just going to use some DPF cleaner now just to give it a clean round in there, just clean all that up. But sometimes you'll find with these, when it's blocked, it's actually blocked right over the tip of the actual injector piece there. And once we've cleaned that out, you are going to want to just get in the top there, just where it actually goes in as well, and just give that a little bit of a clean up just around the inside of there as well. So we'll just give it a quick clean up now, just get everything refitted, and then just run through them resets and just see if we can clear the codes. So you can just see we've got it nicely cleaned up now. Just focus on that. And what you're looking for to see really is the 3 little tips there. Now if that's blocked up, that'll definitely be causing you issues. So I'm just hoping that on this one, that's all it was, that the big piece that come off to start with was actually right in front of them. So we've just cleaned all that up and just cleaned the actual seat up there as well, and just around the edges of it on the inside. But we'll just get the little clip repaired now, just see if we can get that bolt out quick. Then we'll get it all clipped up and back together and run you through clearing all them fault codes and just doing the resets as well. So that didn't quite go as planned. Normally if you just heat them up a bit you can get the bolt out, but it's quite a small bolt in them. So what I've had to do, you can just drill it all the way through, and you could just put a nut and bolt through it if you really had to. But all I've done is just drill it out a little bit bigger and just tap it for an M6 1.25 bolt. I found an Allen bolt. So now that we've done that, we just had to drill the other side out a little bit bigger to suit the bolt. We should now be able to reuse that exactly as it was, just with a bigger bolt in it. And probably worth just noting when refitting it, it does have a couple of locators on it as well, so you can't really get it in the wrong position. Right, so that's the bolt back on. It's a little bit fiddly to do that, just sort of trying to hold it in the right place, just where you get the clip round as well. But you can just see with it nipped up there, the little spring-loaded part of the clip is landed right past it there. So without the bolt, it would hold it, but you can just see when you're nipping it up properly, just how much tighter it pulls it past it. So you do really want to get a bolt or a nut and bolt on there as well. So that's all back on, all nipped up as it should be now. So just going to drop it back down, just run you through them resets, and we'll just clear all the fault codes. Right, so just before we go in to clear the fault codes, we're just going to look on the functions and just see if we can do some of the resets. So depending on what diagnostic machine you're using, some of these are in different locations, that's all. And just see, we've got an option for AdBlue reset there. We'll just see if it's in there, what we're looking for. Right, so this is what we're looking for now. Just depending on what machine you're using, sometimes they're in different locations. They get mixed up between, and sort of obviously on different models and different engines as well. But what we're going to look to reset to start with is just the reduction quality monitor. Now the quality monitor is just a NOx sensor. Because it's flagged up a fault that the level's exceeded, we always need to do this reset first. So we'll just do that and just follow the instructions. Well, it's failed to complete that time. We'll just try it once more. I think it's just because I actually I didn't realise I pressed the wrong button on it the first time there, just saying that the light was still illuminated when it wasn't. So that's that one done. We'll just come off there, and then we'll need to do the inhibitor reset as well. I'll just quickly speed through this while it clears the fault codes. But after we've done this, we're going to need to do the reduction start inhibit reset. That basically, that's one. If you've got your countdown on there, where it started counting down from 500 miles, that won't disappear unless you run through this reset procedure. So as soon as this is done, we'll just do that reset as well. Right, so we're now ready to reset that one. Just going a bit longer. I was just going to go back to reset the codes, but part of the reset there does actually reset the fault codes as well. But once this is done, we'll just go back as well and just do a quick code scan just before we run it, just to make sure that everything's clear. And just give it a quick drive, just make sure it's fixed the fault. Right, so we've got all the fault codes cleared there. We're just going to give it a good run now. As I said before, with this fault, it could actually clear the fault code out, but just cycling the ignition was enough to put the light back on. But now that I've cleared everything out, I'm just going to give it a good run, probably do 2-3 miles in it, and we'll just rescan it quick as well, and just make sure it's definitely fixed the fault. Right, so just got back from a road test. We've done a couple of miles. It's ran absolutely spot on. We've got no warning lights on the dash at all now. And you can just see, I don't know, I'm expecting it to come back, but that side light fault's gone as well. That shouldn't really have been anything relating to, obviously, this issue. But the engine control module is now nice and clean as well. So it's definitely fixed the fault. I just thought I'd put the video together in case it helped anyone with the same fault. It's not saying that it's definitely this, but if it is that code that you've got, it's an exceedance code. I've had this issue quite a few times now, and every time it's always related to either the actual AdBlue tank not having enough fluid in it, or just the actual injector being blocked on the end. That's all. So but yeah, hope the video helped. If it did, give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.